Hello. Working on a Shakespeare monologue. Now, I'm not going to spend any time talking about how to find the best one, all sorts of stuff about Shakespeare, which I'll deal with in another video connected with this one. All I'm going to do in this video is work on a Shakespeare monologue. And you don't want to see one of me doing King Lear, you want to see a younger role, so I'm going to do a monologue of Richard II. Okay? So the situation of this speech, which could be done by a woman, why not? Well, I can think of a dozen reasons why not, but nowadays it's going to be done by a woman, so there you go. Women can do this as well. Richard II has come back and found that all his friends have deserted him. I don't know if you ever feel like that. If it ever happens to you, some of your friends have deserted you. Oh my God! And all of his friends have deserted him almost. And he goes out onto his castle battlements and like, I don't know, some president's expecting everyone to salute him, or her, he goes out on his battlements and no one kneels, no one bows down to the king. He's the king, man. He's the king. He's the king, and nobody bows. And this is what he says. Okay? So these are the first lines of the monologue, of the speech. He says, "We are amazed, and thus long have we stood, to watch the fearful bending of thy knee, because we thought ourself thy lawful king. And if we be, how dare thy joints forget to pay their awful duty to our presence? If we be not, show us the hand of God that hath dismissed us from our stewardship. For well we know, no hand of blood and bone can gripe the sacred handle of our sceptre." The sceptre is the, well, you must know this if you're an experienced actor, you know what a sceptre is. It's the gold staff that means you're a king, like a crown means you're a king. "Unless he do profane, steal, or usurp. And though you think that all of you have torn their souls by turning them from us, and we are barren and bereft of friends, yet know, my master, God omnipotent, is mustering in his clouds on our behalf armies of pestilence." Okay, right, now, how would I work on this? Well, one of the things I would do is I would try and find something in it which would help me, inspire me to understand the lines. Now he starts off, he says, "We are amazed." Think about being amazed. Now we don't want to put a hat on top of a hat. You're saying the word amaze, so you don't have to say, "I'm amazed." You just have to say, "I'm amazed." And be strong about it. So he's amazed, and thus long have we stood. He's stood there a long time. And when you're ill, or when you're waiting for an audition and there are 700 people in front of you, or when you're old, or when you're waiting an hour and a half for your date to turn up, standing is bloody awful. And thus long have we stood to watch the fearful bending of thy knee. Now I can just say those words, the fearful bending of thy knee, but what am I really saying? I've stood here this long to see, to watch the fearful bending of thy knee. The way things are meant to be. People are meant to behave with a certain amount of respect to certain other people in society. Surely we can get annoyed and angry or aware of what those words mean. That we are amazed. And thus long have we stood to watch the fearful bending of thy knee, because we thought ourselves thy lawful king. because we thought we had that right, the right, because we thought ourselves thy lawful king. We had the right. So, last time we see the fearful bending place, we thought ourselves thy lawful, and if we be not. Now, is he seriously making an argument? Is he saying, if we be not, and maybe I'm not the lawful king? Is he being sarcastic? If we be not, show us the hand of God. No, because there's only one person who can take away my rights. Death. Or you can use the word God. You can use any word you like. So believe you're a King John. Believe you're King Richard. Get inside it. Allow yourself that extra degree of vanity, egotism, pomposity, willingness to die for things. You know that nothing is more important than certain things. You know that. There are certain people. Would you die for them? Possibly. Will you run out on the street to die for them? I don't know. Will you run into a burning house and die for them? No, probably not. But there are some people one would. One would rush into a burning house. But that may be because one doesn't believe in life. One's got to believe this thing of being completely, you have been told you're in charge. You are the one. And it's there inside some little part of you, John, or you, whoever you are doing this speech. You've got to understand that you are the king. Then you can do the speech. You've got to absolutely understand all the lines. Because if you do, it'll be tremendous. And then when you've given up and you've tried hard and you've worked at it for ages and ages and thinking about what does this word mean and what does that word mean, and you're getting lost and bewildered and doubting your ability to ever get it sorted out, then just dive in and just say, we are amazed. And thus long have we stood. No, it's not good. It's me trying to be good. Try again. Try to be bad. We are amazed. And thus long have we stood to watch the fearful bending of thy knee. Because we thought ourselves thy lawful king. And if we be, how dare thy joints forget to pay their awful duty to our presence? If we be not, show us the hand of God that hath dismissed us from our stewardship, for well we know, no hand of blood and bone can gripe the sacred handle of our sceptre, unless he do profane, steal, or usurp. And though you think that all, as you have done, have torn their souls, all, as you have done, have torn their souls, by turning them from us. And we are barren and bereft of friends. Yet no, my Master, God omnipotent, is mustering in his clouds on our behalf armies of pestilence, and they shall strike your children, unborn and unbegot, that lift their vassal hands against my head, and threat the glory of my precious crown. And as it goes on, I realise there are more words that I don't really understand. So I'm really just saying, when I'm working on a speech, I just work on it a lot and try to understand what the damn words mean. So I'll do another video about choosing monologues and working on them and other methods. But that's me working on a monologue. Thanks very much.